Who was your publisher, by the way?
It's a American company called Farrar Straus and Xerox.
Okay.
FSG.
Got it.
They're one of the. They're in the top 3. There's Penguin Random House. There's
yes, Penguin.
Harper's.
Yeah, that I've heard. These two ye jo naam for sure.
So these guys are really big. Abhi Matthew Perry ki book jo aayi hai, Friends mein jo tha. So mine, him, Prince Harry's. Basically, our coalition publishers are all the same.
All the same.
So 3 of our books were released together.
Yeah,
it's quite an amazing thing actually for me.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I know about Matthew Perry's book because I know uski badi story hai. He was very much into like uski puri addiction se and all that.
His is, so it's interesting, right? His story is about how he survived addiction. My story is basically how I survived.
How you survived?
Prison. Yeah.
How you survived?
And Prince William's is how he survived the royal family. So interesting 3 books and same publishers and.
I think in terms of intensity, it's yours.
So the first guy, sorry, the first guy was right here, right?
Right.
He was right here, and he missed me because you know how you just came on this road.
Okay.
I was in a SLK. It's a convertible. So he missed me. This guy didn't catch me over here, right?
But he tried.
He tried. There was a spotter here waiting for me, but he missed me. So my SLK basically like अगर 2 गाड़ियाँ थी इस तरह करके आगे निकल गई. ये इस लेन में उस वक्त ज़्यादा ट्रैफिक थी और ये वाली थी. So anyways, I zoomed past, he didn't see me, and he was looking towards Khalid Masjid. So he wasn't actually he was supposed to catch me on the Khalid Masjid turn. So instead of coming out from that turn, I came from, as you know, this main road. So I had 2-3 routes to work. Right? And I used to take a different route out of my house every day.
But you did spot ke banda aaya.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
You didn't. You had no idea.
They told me later where the guy was.
Okay.
So he missed me. So now as you go down here, right now I'm chill. I was just driving. I don't know anything. I'm on my way to office. This is a very normal commercial road.
Got it.
And everybody, you can see the traffic. All of your DHA traffic goes here. Your Model Town, Main Boulevard, Gulberg traffic goes from here. And by the way, when I say DHA and Model Town, cantonment in the middle with Gulberg and MM Alam, this is a massive housing. You like, you know what I mean? With your most expensive commercial areas like MM Alam and Gulberg.
Yeah.
So all of your major franchises, all of them are on MM Alam Road, right?
Fair.
And all your big developers own land on or property on MM Alam or Main Boulevard.
Got it.
And so you have to understand how ridiculous this is, right? So this is my everyday route. Like you and me are driving right now and we are very casual. But imagine if someone is following us to hit me. Oh my God, guys.
Yeah.
But the traffic has gotten a lot worse. But like, you know, what might take us 15 odd minutes now or 20 minutes now used to be 10 minutes for me.
Yeah, it used to be like very close. The traffic itne to ab zara thoda sa construction.
Like a lot of these high rises and stuff. By the way, you can't see it now because we've come down. But the tallest building is also mine. So it's you can see it from the other 2 bridges. And it was the only high rise. Then there was, of course, the IT tower that came up in Model Town and Tricon.
What was the name of the
base tower? It's called First Capital Tower.
Yes, I've seen it.
It's right next to Sukhchand. So it's still the tallest building in Lahore.
Okay. There was this one book, Sadiq Trade Center or something.
Yeah, there's Tricon right next to it. But if you're on my building's roof, you can see down to at Tricon.
Got it.
So you can tell who's taller.
No, I believe you. We're rooting for you.
But you know, all these buildings that you see now, right? This is basically why you've got so much congestion in this Gulberg area. But it's incredible how many have come out now. You've got like 10, 15, 15 to 20 story buildings. So the traffic is crazy.
Yeah.
But this was just a very easy road before. Anyway, so just driving very casually to office. First spotter missed me. Second spotter missed me over here. ये बरकत मार्केट ये फिरदौस मार्केट सो फिरदौस मार्केट का जो भी इनका सेकंड स्पॉटर खड़ा था he missed me as well. So you know sometimes they say luck, right? What is luck? I mean, I took another different route. I didn't take my guards and I took a sports car because I had a Prado but it wasn't working. for some reason. That day, it was a new car as well, insane. So I had no security. I took another route, so 2 spotters missed me, but they had 4. They had 4 guys at 4 different intersections. So this used to be different. Now they've got the underpass and another thing over there. So I'm sorry, but it'll take us.
No.
But
so you missed the second spotter.
The second spotter misses me, and then the guy at Hussain Chowk catches the back of my car, and he immediately calls my kidnapper and says that he's coming. Now, and you'll see this when we get to the lane, there's still 2 routes to my office. So I still take 2, Now, even at Hussain Chowk, I have 2 routes. So I can go down Liberty and go to my office, or I can go through MM Alam, and then there are 2 routes from MM Alam. There's 1 route from Liberty, but 2 routes from MM Alam, right? So again, a split of 3 separate routes. This is, my father was a governor, so this is all explained to me by intelligence officers how to take these routes, right? Obviously I live here, I know.
Yeah, but I get it. Security protocol,
and I was good like this, in terms of, I would never take the same route. I would always,
But I'm sure you must have not even imagined that
exactly.
It doesn't,
And the thing is that the worst thing that you do imagine, because, Abba was murdered.
Yeah.
So...
And I think this happened a short while after, right?
6 months.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe more January and August. So,
you guys vivid. I remember this. I know, passing of your dad, and then after just a few months, this happened.
Yeah. So we didn't know क्या होएगा. I know मेरे 3-4 दफ्तर हैं, तो मेरे मीडिया कंपनी का अपना दफ्तर है. उस वक्त मेरी वालदा उधर बहुत जाती थी. Somebody threw a grenade outside her office. It didn't have a pin, but it was like a warning. You know what I mean? Like watch yourself. Yeah. And then my younger sister, she was a aspiring journalist, and she was very intelligent and very good. And वो Newsweek पे काम करती थी, and she got a letter. And they sent her a picture of someone beheaded, and they said, you're next. So, we thought यही होएगा कि को मारेंगे or something. But, I think nobody ever thinks about kidnapping. Although there had been incidents like Daniel Pearl and, abductions and murder. And हम पाकिस्तान में रहते हैं. I don't know, maybe we become immune to it. We don't think, we become lazy. I should have been smarter.
But no, you can't. You can never think you're, gande ki hosh hawas mein bhi na soch sake.
Also your own importance, right? Like, I'm sure that like I realized how delusional they were, because they were obsessed with Abba being the governor and me being his son. But in the real world, my father was killed, and I'll be honest with you, when we left the governor's house, we asked for basic security, but they said, your father didn't retire or he didn't leave the office. He died, so you're not liable, you don't get any perks. So this is where the last spotter was, and he got me right here on this turn. He got me here and he said, ye is taraf se nahi ja raha. Otherwise, right down that gully where you'll see that Suzuki, there was a car over there with another spotter. So that was the 4th guy, right? So I took this route. So udhar se there's 1 route, and idhar se I'll show you. There used to be 2. I think they put a gate accident now.
Yeah, Jana.
And
I think I have an idea we were talking about.
You see this? This is the main, one of our main commercial, areas. By the way, I've never done anything like this. Like, I went on Park Gear. My friend does a thing there, and I went on Park Wheels. We did like a review and like a little interview. But I've never done the route. So So ye jo on your left, this turn that comes right after the, like Freddy's and all this used to be not Burger King, Hardee's.
Fat burger bhi idhar hota tha.
And right here from this petrol pump has become unbelievable as well.
Left here, right?
Yeah, you can see it's a main commercial road. There's a school here. You've got Liberty Market right in the front.
So very crowded area.
Yeah, very, very crowded, very main commercial area. Now so we've got Safe City. So, everything you can trace everything. And this is the turn that I took, right? And right where that car is going, usse thoda sa aage, there's a second turn that goes there. So this is the turn I took.
Oh, this is the turn you took?
This is the turn I took. There used to be a gate over here. So because of the gate right here, it was difficult to back out. They've made this road bigger. It's
Okay.
become almost 2 lanes. It used to be slightly smaller, and they've just done this, by the way. And you see where the motorcycle is going?
Yeah.
That's the turn for my office. And this tree right here is where the car was parked, and these guys jumped on me right here. I smashed the brake.
Here.
Yeah, no, where the tree was. And this is the turn for my office, right? So they put me in the car like around here, and they raced. They left my SLK in the back. My SLK had a push button.
Yeah.
Right? So I put the thing off, and because it's not like a conventional key, it's a smart key, I just dropped it in the side pocket. The guy who got into the car was an Uzbek. मगर उससे पूछा था कि तुम्हें गाड़ी चलानी आती है, उसने कहा मुझे मर्सिडीज चलानी आती है. जब वो गाड़ी में बैठा है ना, उसको वो स्टार्ट बटन तो दूर की बात है, उसको वो चाबी नहीं समझ में आई. सो उससे गाड़ी नहीं ऑन हो रही थी, और ये लोग रेस करके निकले. अब मैं इधर था गाड़ी के, सही है, और ये मुझे मार रहे थे. सॉरी, ये मुझे मार रहे थे. एंड बेसिकली मैंने मुड़ के कहा, भाई आई हैड अ वॉच एंड माई वॉलेट एंड समथिंग. सो आई वाज लाइक, यू नो, ले लो, इसकी ज़रूरत नहीं, आपके पास गाड़ी भी है, बस मुझे तो छोड़ दे, मैं चला जाता हूँ, आप ले जाए, मैं कुछ भी नहीं करूँगा. सो मैं फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम माई किडनैपर टर्न अराउंड, ही इज़ लाइक, मैं तुम्हारे लिए आया हूँ शहबाज. एंड ही न्यू माई नेम, एंड दैट्स व्हेन आई रियलाइज ये कोई कार जैकिंग नहीं है. This is a seat, and this right here at this turn, they started injecting me with ketamine in my arm
To make you basically sun.
Yeah, so उन्होंने मुझे इधर ketamine का injection लगाया, and they went down this road.
That tree.
Yeah, and that was my home, man. Like, that's office right there. And they left the car behind, and that actually.
And how many people were there?
There were about 10 of them.
10 of them.
So
And how many
1,
cars?
2, 3, 4, 5, me at the bottom. One guy they left behind, 4 spotters,
ठीक
and
है.
then the guy who caught me at Hussain Chowk, right?
सही है.
Right. So 11 people.
11 people.
So the guy who spotted me at Hussain Chowk, he was on a bike. एक गाड़ी इधर खड़ी हुई थी. जब ये इधर आए हैं ना, ये लेन तब भी इस तरह ही ब्लॉक थी. So जब ये इधर आए हैं, इन्होंने हुसैन चौक से यू टर्न मार के they went down this road towards Kalma Chowk, and then they were from Kalma Chowk, that flyover or whatever, they went to Valencia housing. Valencia नहीं है? So ये जो मर्सिडीज में फंसा हुआ था, इसने इस स्पॉटर को फोन किया कि ये गाड़ी नहीं ऑन हो रही है, मैं क्या ये क्लैश एंड कॉफ एज वेल. सो ये बंदा बाइक पे भागा गया उस गली में. And you can take it back.
Yeah.
Not having a PTSD attack, guys. You see how cool and calm I am. My entire. Anyway, so ये बंदा जो है भागा गया है बाइक पे, और इसने उसको कहा बैठो. इनकी आर्ग्यूमेंट शुरू होगी because he started saying कि drop your clash and cough. We can't drive around in liberty and all of this. 10 बजे अभी मार्केट खुल रहे हैं with a clash and cough. यार, हमने गवर्नर का बेटा, ये पाकिस्तानी था और ये उज़्बेक था. इनके झगड़े में ना, जो पाकिस्तानी था उसकी बाइक की हेलमेट के अंदर ना मोबाइल फोन था.
Okay.
इनकी आर्ग्यूमेंट में वो फोन गिरा है, और बिल्कुल हुसैन चौक के करीब इसने कहीं अपनी क्लैश एंड कॉफ भी फेंक दी. दैट वन मूव सेव माय लाइफ, बिकॉज वो जो बाइकर था ना, वो मेरे किडनैपर का बेस्ट, मतलब मैं तुम्हें समझा नहीं सकता. एक तो हमारे होते हैं बेस्ट फ्रेंड हमारी जिंदगी और सोसाइटी. दे वर लाइक, वो कहते हैं क्यामती भाई, मतलब
ये किडनैपर और स्पॉटर.
उसका नाम उस्मान बसरा था, और मेरे किडनैपर का नाम मोहम्मद अली था. मोहम्मद अली उज़्बेक था, उस्मान बसरा पाकिस्तानी था.
ठीक है. You want me to drink by the way, like a diet coke or something?
No, I'm
sure.
good. Yeah. Usman Basra was an engineer from UET, so he wasn't some idiot.
Got it.
Okay, and Muhammad Ali.
He was this guy from UAT.
UET से पढ़ा लिखा इंजीनियर, पढ़ा लिखा आदमी था, और मोहम्मद अली ने इसको रेडिकलाइज किया था, और उस प्रोसेस ऑफ इंडोक्ट्रिनेशन में इन दोनों की बहुत करीबी दोस्ती हो गई कि ये क्यामती भाई कहते हैं एक दूसरे को. उस्मान बसरा का फोन गिरा, और ISI जब उधर स्पॉट पे पहुंची है, उन्होंने जियो फेंस करके उसी जुम्मे के दिन, जब मैं अगवा हुआ हूँ, उसी दिन बसरा को पकड़ लिया. And only because Basra pakda gaya hai is the reason that I'm not a Daniel Pearl. Because of his personal love to free Basra in this exchange, I managed to survive 4.5 years. Otherwise, 4 months into if their plan had been perfectly executed, and they'd gotten me and no one had been in 4 months, you would have received a video of my head being cut because no ransom was paid.
Glad that didn't happen.
Yeah, and you know, I'll tell you something, man. I get a little emotional about it because I'm really lucky. I'm really blessed. I get to meet a lot of people. जो मुझे कहते हैं कि हमने आपके लिए दुआ की, we don't even know you man. Or sometimes I meet people who are like, man, it's so good to see you, I saw your interviews, I'm really happy you're alive.
Yeah.
And I was just doing a talk at the LLF and I was talking about my book, and I was on a wonderful panel with some people. And I attended a talk of a friend of mine, someone who's like a younger sister to me, called Choti. I used to call her Choti Fatma. She hated it. Her name is Fatima. And she was a chef, and a very successful chef, and went on amazing television shows and was a finalist and did really well. And this is in the US, and she was a Pakistani, and she got cancer. And young girl.
She got cancer?
Yeah, and she passed away. And I met her just before she passed away in New York. So I went to spend some time with her, and it was a very emotional conversation because, you know, I had survived something. And the only thing that she wanted to know from me was how in my difficult period did I accept death calmly, you know, because that was also part of my process of being there. Was not accepting that I never said that I wouldn't come home. I never thought that, you know, I always fought to be free and to come home. But there were certain moments like in war and things, you just kind of kalma padhe ho yaar ki bas ab to, you know, your time is over.
Yeah. When was that moment though? At a time where you...
Many times.
Yeah.
Like, and I'll tell you a few incidents.
Because I'm sure वो जान के scare भी करते होंगे.
नहीं यार, वो देखो, मैं आपको, I'll just finish the Choti Fatma and tell you this story about. So I was sitting at her talk. Her mother and her brother have written a book about her, through letters and conversations.
Okay.
It's very sad and it's very emotional because her mother and her brother are telling you the story.
Yeah.
And I was sitting with my mother and my brother, and I just looked at them, and I was very emotional because मैंने अपना talk किया था, and अब मैं अपनी दोस्त की talk पे बैठा हुआ था, and I was like, I'm just, you know, I'm so happy Allah blessed us that I get to tell my pain and my story myself.
Yeah.
And not you guys. You don't have this burden. You know, anyways, I always felt like I was such a burden in terms of the pain that I caused my family of not.
Really?
Yeah, man. Every torture video, you know, now I'll come to the conversation about surviving all the near-death stuff and accepting maybe this is part of it. But you know, I told you I was in a solitary confinement kind of prison state.
For the first 2 years, basically.
Yeah, almost 2 years, right? And in those 2 years, I was extensively tortured for 3 months or something. Now, you know, being tortured for 3 months, man, I don't know how to really explain this to you. But like, I'm not James Bond. I'm not some soldier. I'm not trained commando. I'm a really like regular guy.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous, you know, to have, like, I had my nails pulled out. I was lashed, you know, 100 times a day for 7 days. I was buried in the ground up to my neck for 12 ghante, and my mother was made to see every single thing that happened to me. My mother had to see it and report to my kidnappers about every incident in it. And you know, they pulled my nails out, they sewed my mouth shut and starved me for 7 days. Crazy stuff, man. They pulled flesh out of my back, प्लास के साथ पकड़ते थे और छुरी के साथ काटते थे. They carved my मतलब छुरियां और ब्लेडों के साथ इन्होंने मेरी मतलब my back is, you know, like, it's funny. I have this friend who's a really wonderful artist, and I was just telling her that, you know, you should paint we should do like something. And she was like, how do you do that? And I was like, yeah, for me it's painful for you to listen to these stories but for me, yeah, I've survived this. I look at these things as, you know, some people, like, I felt once I was in Los Angeles and I took my shirt off, and at the beach a couple of people looked like, you know, they were horrified, like, uski kamar ko kya hua hai? It's really horrible. So
and this
I felt a little awkward, and my friend was with me, and he just turned around and he's like, yaar, ye kabhi tune victory scars nahi dekhe zindagi mein? So I was like, nahi, because main kam is tarah. So, you know, he just gave me a little hug. And I never thought about it again. But it is, you know, I felt awkward. It was the first time actually I was free and they were exposed. But you know, they did everything under the sun you can imagine, and they used to send it to my mother. And this had a very like, mentally, it's quite stressful to say the least. It's actually it can destroy you.
But and when they and I know it's difficult, but like when they were torturing you, was it just like blind torture, or were they even asking you questions?
No, it was planned.
Oh, it was planned.
There was a method to everything they did, and it's crazy. Like I write about this in my book, and मैं बड़ा हंसता हूँ इसके बारे में, because जब ये पहले मेरे साथ होता था, मैं अल्लाह से ये सवाल पूछता था कि कैसे, like you know, जब मैं पहली बार जिंदगी में, I remember मैं grade 1 में मेरा कोई टेस्ट हो रहा था. It was like my first test that I remember, and my mother came to me and she said, "Good luck for tomorrow." I'm sure तुम लोगों के साथ भी हुआ होगा. Your parents have said, "Good luck."
Yeah.
Or if you tried really hard and failed, your father said, "Bad luck hota hai." You know what I mean? It happens. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that talk like, get ready for if you've got a football match, or I don't know. You understand?
Yeah,
like,
I get it. I get
a thing
it.
for the next day.
Yes.
तो मेरा kidnapper आता था the first time. He's like, आया अंदर. He's like, अम्मी के साथ बात नहीं चल रही, नेगोशिएशन नहीं हो रही, पैसे नहीं दे रहे, कल वीडियो बनाएंगे तो हमें कौड़े मारेंगे, 70 से शुरू करके 100 पे लेके जाएंगे. देखो चला गया. मैं बैठा हूँ, क्या मतलब देखो, तैयारी करो. पूरी रात बंदा अकेला अपने दिमाग के साथ. सुबह वो आते हैं, आपको लेके खड़ा करते हैं, मार मतलब you know, कौड़ा is, I'll tell you what a कौड़ा is. It's like a whip and a छितर, कभी जो अल्लाह ना करे तुम लोग जेल में हो, but it's like a छितर with a whip, right?
Yeah.
It's like a छितर and a whip, and it tears your back and you're swollen. They actually have to do little cuts with blades, you know. hijama के कभी hijama
I know hijama. Yes.
So छोटे cuts करते हैं वो, those cuts never leave marks. हाँ, छोटे cuts करते हैं, and basically just वो swelling कम करने के लिए. मेरा hijama नहीं किया था, मैं छितर मार कमर. So 7 days they worked it from 70 to 100, right? And then like 3-4 days like 100 lashes, and I felt like my spine had, you know, अंदर से collapse. But obviously इंसान भी पता नहीं कैसी बनाई हुई चीज है. Your ability to take pain is not something that makes you brave or courageous. It's just what your body can take. It's like, why Allah, you know what I mean?
You know, I know this कि मुझे स्विमिंग पूल के ऊपर मेरे एक बार टीचर ने यहाँ ना जब गीली कमर पे चपेट मारी हुई है.
Yeah,
चपेट अलाउड होती थी स्कूलों में. But I can only, and that hurt me.
It hurts.
And I can only imagine what you're describing.
कभी ठंडा पानी भी कमर पे लगे ना. It's like the same, right? But, and that's why I always, by the way, I know that you know, just to put it in context, that the physical torture, I can explain. Okay, even नाखून निकालना प्लास के साथ is a bit crazy, but फुटबॉल खेलते हुए कभी नाखून नहीं टूटा. वो ज़्यादा crazy है. Actually, the thing is, they put a plaster on your thing and they whip it out. Okay, it's exactly how you feel. Okay. And if you've broken your nail and that lingering feeling, just think of that as sudden. And there's a huge pain because your nail is exposed and it's awful. I'm sorry, guys.
Shit.
Okay, and then, for example, when I tell you about removing flesh, okay, fine, I've never experienced anything. That was a unique kind of butchery that was happening. But cuts, glass से किसी मेरे साथ कुछ चीजें नहीं हुई जो शायद किसी और के साथ हुई. Has gone through a glass table, deep glass cut. I don't know, maybe you've experienced a open flesh.
I've experienced open flesh, but nothing
burn,
at this.
I don't know, maybe
burn definitely, but nothing, you know.
Yeah.
You know, एक होता है unintentionally आपको कुछ हो भी ना तो हो जाता है.
हाँ.
एक होता है आपको पता है होने लगा है मेरे साथ.
यार मतलब मैं आपको बस बता रहा हूँ कि दर्द जो है ना, फिजिकल दर्द मैं आपको समझा सकता हूँ, मगर जो मेंटल जो लोनलीनेस है ना, ये साइकोलॉजिकल पेन बिकॉज ऑफ फिजिकल पेन इज ऑल्सो एक्सप्लेनेबल एंड समथिंग आई कैन टेल यू कैन understand and recover from, and it's fine. And there's, but loneliness, right? To experience it in this kind of form, to be forced into this state. I'm naturally like, I have old friends. I'm a very like happy guy. I have close, my friends are like, you know, my brothers or my sisters, and my brother is like my, you know, like I have close relationships. So I live a happy life. I have a good life. I live a happy and good life. And by the way, when I say this to you, I promise I spent a lot of time contemplating, maybe this is happening to me because of something that I've done. But I have never done anything to someone that deserved something like this.
Yeah,
right?
no.
So, you know, all I'm trying to tell you is that I'm a very normal guy. I shouldn't have experienced something like this. And the physical part is still explainable. But I have never been able to tell you how loneliness feels. It's not like having your heart broken. It's not like having someone who you love leave or betray you, you know. It's not like someone that you have trusted betray you. I cannot explain it. But my mother actually can explain it because she says it's someone taking a child away. And that's the worst, you know, that helpless feeling. Your memories become a burden for you. Your friendships, because you miss them. Because you need those faces, those voices, this society, this routine, this comfortable drive, this life that we live. You know, all of us in our, some more privileged, some less privileged, but in a structure. In a routine. You know, all of us hustling for our own thing. Some born with it, some not born with as much, some born with nothing. Everyone in their own world hustling. You know what I mean? And then there's this world, which is, you know, it's not like a prison. It's not because of a crime. It's not because of a judicial system that you understand. It's because of someone's blind hatred towards
and even I would say
your way of life, your conviction, your wanting to be Pakistani Muslim, living.
I think more than but that was maybe that's their main goal. But I think with your kidnapping though, it was also just, hey, this is a good target. You know, this is a target that will, you know, raise eyebrows and, you know, maybe we can get some money out of it.
I mean, I want to tell my friends in terrorist groups that, you know, the problem with kidnapping civilians is that nobody really cares, man. Like, I wish I could tell you the only thing you do is you destroy families, and I'm telling you, nobody will pay you, no government allows it, no intelligence adara allows it. This money is used to kill in markets and masjids and security checkposts and institutions and colleges and things like that. So there's no way. For example, with me, they wanted, you know, $50 million in the beginning, and because of inflation it came down to whatever. But you know, no intelligence. I could be a gazillionaire, but you think that the ISI or the Pakistan military is going to say, yes, of course, please give this Uzbek terrorist group $50 million and we'll release 25 militants for you, and it's all very funny. They'll be like, Shahbaz Taseer is one guy. In this day and age, one story lingers on for a month. After a month, that guy is gone. It is what it is. Daniel Pearl is gone. Warren Weinstein. There's so many people are gone. Who's gone is gone.
And the intelligence unit will never pay money.
No, it's not that. They'll never pay. The government and the intelligence will never pay for you, and they will not allow your family to pay anything more than something bare minimum. For an and if you want it, take it. If you don't want it, kill him. Okay? And it is a very harsh reality, but let me tell you, the longer that I spent with these guys, I remember हम जब अफगानिस्तान जा रहे थे ना, बड़ी शदीद वो ज़रबे अज़ब था. इन्होंने कराची एयरपोर्ट पे हमला किया था और मैं उज़्बेकियों के साथ था. They were the last to go to अफगानिस्तान. तो ये जो थे, ये इन्होंने वो APS में भी हमला किया था और 150 बच्चे मारे थे. तो ये बिल्कुल साइकोटिक जो होते हैं ना, और सेलिब्रेट कर रहे थे. तो वी वर द लास्ट टू लीव शवाल वैली. मीर अली से तो हम पहले निकले थे, बट शवाल से अफगानिस्तान के लिए वी वर द लास्ट टू लीव. और ये बिल्कुल बाबैरिक. और जब ज़रबे अज़ब शुरू हुआ, जब ये APS का हुआ, तो मुझे अभी भी याद है, बड़ी शदीद बमबारी हुई थी, जेट स्ट्राइक हुई थी और टैंक और ये. और आई वाज जस्ट थिंकिंग, यार मैं तो मरूं या ना मरूं सही है, लेकिन ये इनको मतलब, यू नो व्हाट आई मीन, नो रिमोर्स, नो केयर.